let's almost dive straight into it. We're not diving straight into it yet. And there was a question that popped up into my mind, and it kind of is a discussion to be had since film began to the end of time. And I want to get your take on it. And who do you think is the most influential horror director of all time?
For me, it's going to be like hands down John Carpenter.
Right.
That's it for me. And then I would say second close would be Wes Craven, but John Carpenter. I just love his style of filmmaking. I love his scores. I love the simplicity of his films as well and his storytelling. So yeah, it's going to have to be John. And then also also collaboration as well. Deborah Hill also collaborated in a lot of films. So as a duo, they contributed to a lot to like the horror cinema. So yeah, John Carpenter for me.
Yeah, I tend to agree. There's other directors. I mean, and I'm not a horror movie director historian by any means, but John Carpenter seems to have done more in his lane than any other sort of director did.
I think he started the trend for
like slasher movies
for other people to follow.
Yeah,
to where a lot of copycats came from it, like Friday the 13th and all this kind of stuff. So I think he was he was the guy to kind of start the kind of slasher trend, because prior to obviously Halloween, there wasn't really much kind of slasher type kind of boogeymen like killers out there. It was all kind of aliens and monsters, and so I think he kick-started that kind of franchise.
Yeah, I definitely for modern audiences as well. Like we said, we only go back so far when it comes to who influenced us, all this type of things that we love. And for me, especially about horror, I like films from like Golden Age of Hollywood and before that, but that's not necessarily horror. So just talking about, I would say
more drama, isn't it? There's more drama.
So do you think then there's like a close modern equivalent? Do you see somebody that's taken up the mantle from those, like your John Carpenters, your Wes Cravens, and hitting horror with the same impact?
There's no one coming to mind. There is a few. I'm trying to think who's coming to mind. I'll come back to you on that one. I'll come back to you on that one. But right now, who's currently trending is from. So I forgot to mention, I watched Obsession.
Right. Okay.
Last week. So I noticed you weren't really a fan of it. Nah. I really enjoyed it. Right. I did jump. I love the style of filming. And I also went back, so we're talking about Corey Baxter. Went back and watched his YouTube videos, these little 5-minute shorts or 20-minute shorts that he'd done. And so I think he's like kind of one of the new up-and-coming horror directors that are coming out, because now since he's done Obsession, he's now been given he's now working on the new Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie.
Yeah, so,
but you didn't really...
No,
was it not your cup of tea?
Wasn't my cup of tea. I didn't rate it for a lot of reasons. I struggled to find anything that I enjoyed about it, to be honest. Okay. And I think one of the things that this happens to me a lot when it comes to films. See, when there's so much hype around a film, it almost puts me off. And because it's never going to live up to that hype that the public's given it. It's never going to be as good a film as everybody's making it out to be.
Yeah.
And I think it did suffer from that a wee bit for me, but I just looking at it, I was waiting for something to get it to that level of hype, and it just never happened for me.
It's what I don't like about social media these days is the hype. Everyone is just hyping it for the sake of hyping it. It's the new big coming thing. We're back in the days when we didn't have social media. It was just kind of like word of mouth, but there wasn't a lot of trailers out. There wasn't a lot of kind of marketing and because it was just all you would see was a film poster or a TV spot. That was it.
Yeah.
But now we're getting so much. It's just getting shared. It is getting hyped up for then people to be disappointed, and
exactly. And it's a good thing for the filmmakers. It's a good thing, I suppose, for independent film. But a good social media campaign can make a mediocre film.
Absolutely, yeah. Look at Blair Witch Project.
Yeah.
It was, look what that kickstarted. It was brilliant. Back to director. I've got one in my head just now, which it would be like Damien Leone, who does the Terrifier movies.
Right, okay.
So he's obviously kickstarted with the Terrifier movies, the kind of new slasher with Art of the Clown. He's now the new big horror icon. So I think he's took that mantle with just extreme,
Yeah.
crazy, gory horror. He's just taking it up to the next level. We've got 3 Terrifiers out. We've got a 4th one coming out next year, which will be the last of the franchise. So it's just waiting to see where he's going to take it from there. If he's going to go into a different horror movie with different characters, if he can come up, because Art the Clown's been his baby for what I think maybe about 15, 20 years, and I think it's time to let go and see what else that he could do with characters and storytelling. So that's one that I think it's kind of slightly taking the mantle. Another one would be, I forget his name. He done the It movies.
Oh, I don't know his name.
I forget his name. And I think I'm pretty sure he done Alien Romulus as well.
No, that's a different guy. Because that's the, oh my goodness, I can't remember.
I've just went blank, but we'll come back to that. And
I'll add that in. We'll put a wee caption over that because I was looking up who did. I think it was the guy that did.
No,
Evil
he
Dead
done
Rise.
Was it? He done Evil Dead 2013.
Right, yeah.
It was him that done Romulus.
Yeah.
Different guy who done the It movie. He done something else afterwards, but we'll figure that out. There's
the 2 of the big names that I can think of as far as modern films that I don't gel with either. As your man Ari Aster. I did not get the hype around Hereditary whatsoever. I didn't think it was a particularly great film. I did enjoy Midsommar a lot more than I liked Hereditary.
I enjoy it much more than Hereditary.
And then his trailers always seem to get me, and I never enjoy the films. And that's Robert Eggers. I didn't like The Witch.
Yeah.
I didn't like The Northman. I really did not like Nosferatu.
That's a good one, actually. No, it is a really good one. Robert Eggers is a good director. Yeah. I love The Witch. And
I think his new film Werewolf looks amazing.
We saw that in
the trailer for that. Yeah. But I'm just scared it's going to be the same as the rest of them. I always get hooked. I was like, because it was the Northman was the first one. I was like, oh my god, that looks so good. We're going to get like a Viking berserker film, and that just wasn't what it was.
It wasn't the vibe. No.
And then Nosferatu, as much as I like Bill Skarsgård, it was one step away from Adam Sandler's Hotel Transylvania voice.
Yeah.
And that really took me out of the film.
Totally. Oh, another one, I can't believe I forgot about Eli Roth.
Yeah.
I love Eli Roth movies. I just think he's amazing. He's pure into his special effects. He gets involved with it all. I love his kills. And God, what's he done? He's done Hostel. He done Thanksgiving.
That Green Inferno.
He done in Green Inferno.
He's got that one about the
ice cream man. Yeah, we saw the trailer for that. That looked amazing. So be sure to check that one out. Yeah, because I've not seen anyone talk about. I've not seen it on social media whatsoever. This new, was it called Ice Cream Man?
Something like that.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I loved it. It's just pure absolute cheese.
Yeah,
it's a cheese fest. And I love cheese. I'm looking forward to that one. But yeah, Eli Roth is another one. Yeah, and he what else? And he also does, what was it, Green Inferno? Yeah, he done Green. Have you seen Green Inferno? You need to check out Green Inferno. That's a good one. And I just love his cameos as well, especially in Inglourious Bastards. Yeah, so.
Class.
Yeah.
Class. Right, but we're here to talk about Evil Dead Burn. And taken from the ever, I was going to say popular there, but popular is not the word. the ever reliable Wikipedia. So Evil Dead Burn is a 2026 American supernatural horror film directed and co-written by Sebastian Vanacek. I don't know if that's the proper pronunciation. And produced by Rob Tappert and series creator Sam Raimi. It serves as a sequel to Evil Dead Rise 2023, which I thought was absolutely pish. And the 6th installment of the Evil Dead film series. The film stars Sohaila Yacoub, I'm sure that's the proper pronunciation because I looked that up, as a young woman who seeks solace with her in-laws following the death of her husband. As the family comes together in a secluded house, the gathering becomes a family reunion from hell as members gradually turn to deadites. It also stars Tandy Wright, Hunter Doohan, Lucien Buchanan, Errol Shand and Maud Davey in supporting roles.
Wow, that was a tongue twister.
That was so... To talk a wee bit about the Evil Dead, but also to not talk about the Evil Dead quite yet. And this is something I was wondering about, and I've got my very own, I don't know if it'll be controversial takes in opinion, but with the Evil Dead, why is it so many reboots and remakes are unable to capture the spirit of the original film? The only one I could think of off the top of my head was Halloween 2018, and it absolutely captured, I thought,
The essence of
the film.
Yeah,
Every other one,
yeah,
just
they took it too far, didn't they?
they can't do it,
Uh-huh.
or they don't want to do it, or they
Yeah.
don't, like they want to put their own spin on it, but their own spin
Yeah,
isn't the essence of the film.
totally. I feel like there's too many cooks in the kitchen, producers and stuff like that. They're all kind of mingling what and they're kind of taking it or
Yeah.
taking their kind of piece of the cake out of it. You know, that's. I think a major influence is budget. Back in the
Yeah.
day, budget there was a lot less budget. Everyone was a lot more hungry back in the days. Like we're talking about the late 70s, early 80s. I guess the kind of craftsmanship, there was a lot of new things that they were experimenting with, and I think they had a lot more passion, especially when you look back at the Evil Dead behind the scenes stuff. Like again, like we were talking about Texas Chainsaw Massacre with the production design and the set design, like how we were talking about how they were working in that heat and the sweaty, it's how disgusting it was and the smells, whatever. That is what was going on behind the scenes with Evil Dead. It was just blood and gore everywhere. Everyone was in, all the makeup artists, the special effects guys were all in their shops, sweating the hell out, making all this crazy stuff. People in these fat suits made out of like foam, latex, rubber, and all that. It was not. I think the passion, the drive was in there compared to now.
Yeah, I'm wary of sounding too much like old man yelling at clouds, but I've been reading. Obviously, I'm not in this world. There's a discourse right now with young filmmakers that they're more, how do I word this properly, is that they're more interested in the lifestyle and appearing to be filmmakers than they are actually telling stories and making films. They want to show on social media, hey, I'm in the film industry, rather than make films.
Absolutely.
So I don't know how true that is, but I do see that side of it.
It's like they're trying to, I believe so. I'll take your take on that. Yeah. What else? I don't know. Again, cheap gags.
Yeah.
Kind of focusing on some cheap scales and cheap gags, and it's just to kind of get it out there, and they just don't execute it well enough compared to back in the days. It was just a lot of experimenting, and these guys, again, crew, filmmakers, the artists, the special effects people, they were all living on sofas, and there was like, again, no internet. They were just out there, and they were all collaborating. They were just trying to prove themselves, and they weren't going about, look at me, I'm this, I'm that. And this is back in the days where, like, back in the 80s when special effects was huge as well, and the filmmaking was huge, and it was just everyone collaborating together, helping each other out to produce one of the best movie that they could produce, and thinking that this isn't going to, they're not going to get anything wrong. This movie isn't going to go anywhere, but it blew up, and it shows because of the hard work that went into that. So I think there's something missing from today's kind of filmmaking.
What I get, and I get called obviously pretentious enough and all that, but it just seems that there's like an air of silliness around movies that people, the vast majority of filmmakers, don't take their craft seriously anymore.
No,
that's why you get, it's such a big story when somebody like, again, name dropping Christopher Nolan in The Odyssey, he takes his filmmaking and his craft seriously. When people work with him, because I don't know if you've heard all the things about Tom Holland, and he's saying, well, I didn't realise movies could be made like this.
Yeah, I have,
and things like that. It's not a direct quote, but he says something along those lines, and I just think there is like a tee-hee-ha-ha of modern filmmaking that we need, and I do think this is coming. There's going to be the tide's going to turn when it is more independent filmmakers who have more say on the creative aspects of their films.
Yes.
And that's coming soon, I think.
Yeah, and another influence in that as well is the time and the expectations of the artists working on it, where they're being told that you've got 2 days to make this instead of getting 3 months of planning to produce this gag or whatever. And obviously sometimes, most of the time it's not executed properly because they've not been given the time due to budgets, and it's just a lot of kind of communication. There are just a lot of expectations that we want this now, that's it, or you're gone.
Yeah.
Whereas back in the day you would have a team that work together, and it's just, I don't know, there's something missing compared to 40 years ago, so who knows.
Aye.
You tell us.
Exactly, you tell us. We can't answer these questions.
But I know, being an artist myself, again, I've been in my shop and stuff, whatever. Like, I've been in there like maybe coming up to 7 years now, And I worked in movies and films like that before, and obviously COVID was a huge impact on that. But I've appreciated that I've taken the time over that time to experience and work on projects and build up my skills in my craft, that I'm not in a huge rush to prove myself. And I think it's best that you whereas when you go and say, you're saying, I can do this, I can do that, blah, 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 and you go and you make so many mistakes. Yes, it's great to learn from your mistakes, but on your own time, not during everyone else's time.
Yeah.
You know, it's things like that. So it's just taking time to perfect your craft, which I've been doing, and I appreciate that maybe 5-10 years time, my craft will then pull and kind of work off in whatever production I work on in the near future. Who knows?
Nice. So let's talk about Evil Dead Burn.
Yes.
Evil Dead Burn. I want to know, where does it rank for you? 1 to 6, and give me your off the top ranking of the films where we're at it.
Right. So we'll go with Evil Dead 2, Evil Dead 2013.
Right.
Evil Dead, the original. Army of Darkness. No. Evil Dead Burn, Army of Darkness, then Rise.
Really?
Yeah, I really enjoyed Burn. I really enjoyed it. I love the style of it. Yeah, I really enjoyed it. What about you?
So I've not seen 2013, so I'll take that right out of the equation.
You're missing out, man.
I think I've watched the first half of it.
No, you're missing out. Okay.
So mine's is going to be Evil Dead 2, then Army of Darkness, then Evil Dead, then it would have to be Burn, then Rise. Because Rise was awful.
It was shit. It was shit. The
didn't
first
really
5 minutes of Rise was brilliant.
Wasn't a huge fan of Burn, but it was much better than Rise. Not really.
Nah, okay.
But we'll get into that.
Yeah, we'll get into that. Aye.
So this is an interesting thing. We kind of spoke about this in the way at the cinema. Is this an Evil Dead movie in spirit, or simply a horror film wearing the brand?
I think it's a horror film wearing the brand. But I enjoyed it though. I enjoyed it for what it was. I love that they took a different direction. See, when we came out and I saw the credits and I said, it feels like a European kind of French kind of still arty kind of type movie. I just got this European feel from it.
Yeah.
Then the credits came up, French names, directors, artists and stuff like that. And I says I got that kind of that vibe from it. I liked that. That's what I liked about it. I loved how dark it was. Really dark.
Yeah,
it was a really dark movie, but I think it was a horror movie wearing the Evil Dead brand. Yeah,
I think so.
Yeah.
I'll talk about some positives first because I don't have that many. But what I did really like was the camera movement in this film.
Yeah.
A lot of the turning 180 and moving in and out, but it was slow. It wasn't like juttery. It felt like it was done on purpose, and it felt like there was a reason for the camera movement and stuff like that. I really, really did like that a lot. The thing that annoyed me the most about it, see, to be honest, it's nothing to do with the film or anything like that. It's the house. Why was the house such a fucking mess?
Yeah.
Why do we have to put people in like shitty looking houses or whatever just to say this is a horror film? I think it would be scarier if the house was nice.
It was nice, aye. It was, and it was in a weird location as well. Yeah.
It's like,
I don't know if it was anything to do with the kind of the tone, the color grade of the movie. I don't know if that.
See, I didn't like that either. It was far too dark.
I liked it.
Nah, man. Like at the beginning, there's a couple of guys for the opening scene. They're on the lake
from the first film. Last one, aye.
And it looked like they shot it day for night, like it was the middle of the night. It was so grey and so grainy, and it was taking me out of it because it didn't seem thematically like in sync with the first film, because the first film was a bit
from
brighter.
Rise, how bright it was, you know, you're right, yeah.
So it was that continuity, and it is things like that just I'll grasp onto.
That was right. So I've got one huge pet peeve about the movie. I'll come to that in a minute, but I was right. So even though I enjoyed the movie, what I was confused in the beginning when it was meant to be a continuation from Rise, and we're back to the lake from Rise, and I'm like, hold on a minute. I was questioning, are we at the same lake? Then I was questioning, is that the girl from the last movie?
Yeah,
that's in the lake. And I was just kind of slightly confused because we see the lake, and I was like, hold on, there was the boardwalk was there, but was I didn't see the house.
No,
the cabin that they were living. So I was just slightly confused. And then what was actually going on at the beginning, with the girl there. I'm like, what's the point of these two people dying, which led on to the car crash?
Yeah.
Right. So that was it. My main pet peeve with the movie was I forget, was it Will, the guy, it was Will, the husband who died at the beginning, right?
Yeah.
His reveal comes at the end of the movie. The fucking CGI was awful, and he looked awful. He just looked pointless. He looked shit. You couldn't make him. I don't know what he looked like. Fucking a burnt out Groot. I don't know, and the CGI was awful. It was so cheap.
It wasn't great. That's one of the things. Like, I'll forgive poor CGI to an extent if it's if we're talking about a nice, like, campy film, and that's just the way it looks. Yeah. But there was a few things that really stood out to me in this that I really didn't like, and I swear there's more positives, but I just get the negatives off my chest first. And it was all the stuff to do with the dad and his death scenes, and do you remember the scene towards the very end where she escapes through the roof in the attic? There's some story. Right, start over. She finds the dagger. I can't remember what it's called, and she stabs her boyfriend with it, and that kills him as a zombie, turns him back to human. And then she runs away. Yeah, she's got the fucking dagger that can kill everybody. And she decides to, and it's a terrible CGI of her going through the roof and running across the roof.
And then they're chasing her on it.
But it's idiocy in films like this that I cannot get by. I get it. People in horror films have to be a wee bit stupid so the bad guy can get them, or they can get themselves into these predicaments. But if you've spent the entire film or the entire last half hour, and then now you know there's something that can kill these things, just with a wee nick. Don't pick up that metal plate on a strimmer, whatever the fuck that was.
Oh yeah, and that was another thing as well. So the dad, the amount of times he was getting mutilated by whatever, he got, like, shot himself so many times, blew his head off, blew his brains out. He got attacked so many times as well, and then his death scene was just like pure anticlimactic. How he died at the end. But how did he die? What?
It was that saw thing. Just and the shot. And she sets it on fire, and then before that, he's just sitting there with his face.
Like split in half, right? And then that was it. But I think, again, kudos to the CGI and especially the makeup that was used on him. He looked really, like, menacing and terrifying as he progressed. Like the makeup progressed and he became more of a deadite. I thought he was a really good, intimidating character, so he played that off very well. It was the eyes as well. He had some crazy eyes, so I found him quite intimidating, and he just started getting more, like, really, just the rage in him was just becoming more and more. But obviously, if you're an animal lover, there's a scene that near the beginning that happens to a poor animal. That was quite hard to watch. That
wasn't great. I knew. See, as soon as he kind of side-eyed the dog, I was like, sorry. I say spoiler. We're half an hour into this episode and it was fucking spoiled everything.
Yeah, totally.
So this is not a spoiler-free episode.
Yes,
I knew it was going to happen when I seen him do it, but
because he had the corkscrew, and then they asked for the corkscrew to get taken off, and then he's trying to get some sort of a weapon, and the dog's just whining at him, and and I just knew it was coming, and I got the feels because it was a German Shepherd, wasn't it? Yeah, and I've got a German Shepherd, so I felt it right there. Yeah, so
it did exactly what it was supposed to do. I can say though, everybody in this film, the performances were really good.
They were brilliant. Yeah,
I thought the acting was really good.
Yeah. Absolutely,
Especially, I can't remember her name now, but the main character, the French, the wife, I thought she was phenomenal.
She was brilliant.
And it really, it really elevated the film. I think if it was less convincing performances,
the Gran, she creeped me out. She was nasty. She was a nasty Gran. She was loving it. It was the teeth and the tease and everything.
Mate, that annoyed me so much up until she turned, because it was clearly a producer has went, we need some humour in this film. Yeah. Let's put in a crazy Gran.
And the humour was pretty shit. It wasn't really
terrible.
There was a scene in it that was very reminiscent of Salem's Lot. in the bedroom scene when she starts floating in the sheet.
Yeah.
And then she's got the eyes and she starts floating towards the window. And then the dad appears at the window also with the eyes. And I was just like, yeah, Salem's Lot. That was the vibes I was getting from that. So I enjoyed that kind of, I don't know if it was deliberate or not, but I enjoyed that.
It might have been. There was a bit, and this is another critique of the film. Sorry, guys. It was quite inconsistent in how humans get turned into deadites.
Yes.
Very inconsistent. Because I thought it was just spot of blood or something scratches you or whatever. Because that's happened before. And then she was layer into characters' blood covering her face.
And nothing happened.
Aye.
Whereas in previous movies, say Evil Dead Reboot, that happened quite a few times in the movie where blood's coming out, they're spitting out blood and covering it in their face, and then they become a deadite. So I was also confused, like, why is he? This is the dishwasher scene, isn't it? I'm talking about the dishwasher scene. Yeah, he gets pressed down in the dishwasher, and then she's spewing blood all over it, and I'm like, what's going on here?
Same when the main character or the main female lead was hacking everybody up with that strimmer, metal strimmer, and there's just blood spat on it, and then.
The strimmer, the last horror character I remember using that strimmer was Jason Voorhees in Friday the 13th Part 7. Yes. Friday the 13th Part 7. God, what was Part 7 called?
Oh, I don't know.
Oh, no. I'll come back. So that was Jason's choice of weapon in that movie, was the strimmer. Yeah. So that's what, it was very reminiscent of that. So, but yeah, favourite kill scene?
Favourite kill scene? I don't know. I don't think I have a favourite kill.
Is there anything that made you go? Ugh?
Not really. The only thing that kind of made me wince a wee bit was towards the very end where she stabbed the ankle through the spike seat of the construction site. And that wasn't even a kill. I was just like,
yeah. The thing with when she was getting the pen into her ear.
Oh, that's the sound design on that was really good.
Yeah, and then you start hearing the eardrum getting punctured.
Aye.
And then what you call it when you hear that noise?
Oh, it's like tinnitus.
Tinnitus, yeah, and that starts setting in. That was me. And then she starts pulling it out. It was when she was getting the tweezers to pull it out, and then
she snaps it first. And she's that was a good one.
That was a good one, yeah.
That is.
And God, what else was Did the girlfriend? She got her face smashed in as well by the boyfriend. The boyfriend left her in the car. Pussy. I think that was that they were making out to be that he was just being a coward. He couldn't. This is what it was. So he couldn't shoot his dad, even though his dad's attacking his girlfriend in the car, and he's trying to kill her. He couldn't bring himself to shoot her or kill him. So then the dad ends up killing the girlfriend in the car because he jumps out by the time and he leaves her to get killed. But then later on in the movie, he's stabbing the shit out of her, and that's what she says. You can't shoot your dad, but you can do this to me.
Yeah,
that kind of said a lot about him in the movie. So yeah,
it's aye. So.
But I enjoyed it for what it was. I love that they went a different direction with it. A different tone, colour tone, sound design was very different. The only thing, was the whole Deadites thing was... And the main thing for me was, where was the story going? How is this related to Rise in regards to the family history?
Yeah.
The grandfather finding they've got this circle where they're trying to get all these artifacts and these books together. And I'm like, well, where does this tie in? Because the ending never really explained where this is going to go.
Yeah.
Like, is there going to be a sequel after this? Is it going to conclude anything? I don't know. This is what I was confused with. I don't know if you got anything from that.
No, there will be a sequel. It was left so open ended.
It was, yeah. Did you see the photograph of Bruce Campbell and the grandpa?
Speaking of, let's decide a wee tangent here. Should every Evil Dead film have Ash Williams, or is the franchise stronger without him?
He needs to be back in it. I heard when this was being made that he was going to be returning to Evil Dead Burn. That's what I was. So I went in blind. I didn't read up much about it. But when this first came out, there was rumours about Ash returning. So I was a bit disappointed in that. But Evil Dead isn't Evil Dead without Ash Williams.
No, that is what we were talking about coming out, and I don't think it's because the first three are so stylized to Sam Raimi's style of directing and filmmaking. It's so difficult, like we were talking about with the reboot of horror films, to capture the essence of those films. And the best way to bridge that gap would be having Bruce Campbell in it.
Yeah.
But I'm just so detached for everything else that it's supposed to be, because these, like, Evil Dead 2 is a comedy film.
It is a comedy. There's
disguised as
a lot
a
of satire.
Yes.
And
So that's it's always Army of Darkness. It needs to be. I think it needs to have that campiness and that
absolutely
thing about it, and not forced modern Marvel style humor, which is what everybody seems to for the past, since Guardians of the Galaxy came out. Everybody's tried to follow that same style of humor,
formula and all that.
And they need to get that to fuck.
Like Thor: Love and Thunder,
mate. I did not even, and I know I'm in the minority for this, and I will plead my case and I'll die on this hill. I fucking hated Ragnarok as well.
Did you? I
do not like Taika Waititi. Anybody who spent more than 30 seconds talking to me about films knows I do not like Taika Waititi. I say that the guy is probably sound.
Yeah.
I don't like his style of filmmaking.
Okay.
That's it. Sorry, Taika, if you're watching this. I'm nothing against you personally. I just don't like your films. That's not true.
Yeah.
I like What We Do in the Shadows. I like Hunt for the Wilder People. I kind of like Jojo Rabbit a wee bit, but not really. But everything else, no thanks. But where was I?
We're just talking about kind of like how it's not reminiscent of the previous installments of, you know, apart from, but again, Evil Dead 2013, I love how yes, it wasn't reminiscence of the previous installment, but at the same time, it was, because they kept the cabin in, they kept some of the kind of the punchlines, the jokes, the just how crazy it is with the effects and things like that. They went out of kind of a way, kind of overboard with it, but the Rise and Burn, no. But I still, again, I like Burn for how dark it was. It was really dark. I found it very gory as well.
Yeah, I think
just
at this
plot wise, it was a bit.
At this point, I think they're making these films to bank on everything needs to have a universe.
Yeah.
The Conjuring universe. This is the Evil Dead universe. Yeah. Whereas if you take that Evil Dead name off it, it's not going to make as much money at the box office, but it might be a more.
Do you think it would have done well as a standalone movie?
I think it had the odds stacked against it being. I don't know how people go for like graphic zombie movies anymore these days in like a wide release scope. It was an 18, so again you're cutting off a lot of the people that want to see these films are your kids that are like between like 14, 17, 18. So I don't think, saying that, if it wasn't an Evil Dead film, they might have just cut down the gore and put it out as a wide release as a 15. But I don't think it would have done anywhere near as much, or will do anywhere near as much money with the Evil Dead name attached to it.
And was it yourself that when we were at the cinema we were talking about the Mummy? Were we talking about how it's the Mummy is in the same universe as Evil Dead? Was it you and me that were talking about it? Right, so the Mummy, Lee Cronin's Mummy, it's been confirmed by the director, it is the same universe as the Evil Dead.
Nice.
Which is, it's not, so when you watch the end of the Mummy, it all kind of, you can see it. Actually, it ties in with like what's going on, and there's another book and all that kind of stuff, but it's more kind of Egyptian based. But yes, it all ties in with the Evil Dead kind of world. So there you go.
Do you think has got the strongest average quality? So if you were to rank all the films on average, what one do you think has the most films of quality?
Of quality?
That's a hard one, because a lot of these franchises have got some fucking stinkers.
So if I say Scream, a lot of people, Your face says it all. Your face says it all.
Really good ones, but it's also got some really bad ones.
So like the first two for me is, well, it's possibly 4, right? So, but consistently decent. That is a hard one. So I was gonna say, but again, it's the first two, because I was gonna say The Conjuring's been quite consistent as well, but they've kind of let themselves down in the last 2 movies.
And then the Annabelle sequels,
Annabelle's,
and
Insidious,
Nun,
well, obviously not part of the same universe, but The Nun, all that kind of stuff. It's all been a kind of big letdown. But there's been nothing really too consistent in my eyes. The only reason it's just Halloween for me, but again, Halloween 2018
Yeah.
was brilliant. I do actually kind of like Kills, but I just feel there's some aspects that they could have taken out of it and it would have been a great. Actually, a lot of people agree. Well, a lot of people agree that it should have been like reversed.
Right, yeah.
Where like it should have been ends. Sorry, it should have been like ends and then Kills and then Halloween like in different order or whatever. So. And it would have kind of worked well, but I can't really. Has there been other movies that have been quite consistent?
Not. I mean, I would have said up until a point, The Conjuring, and I don't know what. Saw.
They've
got some. I think I gave up with Saw, man.
Saw X was pretty. I thought was pretty good.
I think Saw 6 might have been the last one I saw.
Right, yeah, that was all right, that one, but yeah, I'll kind of wait. So they're the only ones I can think of.
Yeah.
Conjuring, Saw, Halloween, and Scream, and Final Destination. That's 5 that have been consistent.
Yeah, there's also Child's Play with the Chucky films as well.
Oh, they've done the show.
That the one that they rebooted with a few years ago. I didn't mind that when Mark Hamill was
hated it.
Chucky.
With
Didn't
Buddy.
mind it.
Aye, stupid Buddy. Nah, Buddy can get the fuck. Yeah.
I didn't mind it.
Nah.
Right, so we've had a cabin for Evil Dead, we've had another cabin, we've went back in time, we've had a high-rise flat, and we've had a beach, lake house. Where is the next film going to go? Where do you think... I've been given some suggestions here. What do you think would be best? A cruise ship, an oil rig, a prison, an Arctic research station, or a submarine? Ooh. Where is the Necronomicon going to turn up next, and what would make the best film? You've kind of, I mean, what would make the best film is, I mean, Arctic research station is just the thing, except from the thing, it's totally the Necronomicon.
And then how conveniently the book's going to be there and under the ice and the thing. Then we've got the boat, a boat.
Quite shite.
Yeah, prison.
That's too much effort. That's too many folk involved.
I like an oil rig.
An oil rig?
I like an oil rig. I think that's pretty cool. An oil rig, aye. It'll be like, kind of like Ghost Ship. Aye. But on an oil rig. Well, that's saying the same about the boat, but I don't know. I like kind of like, what else did you say?
That's it.
That it?
A cruise ship, submarine. I don't like submarine films, man. Too boring.
All in one place, yeah.
Aye.
I can't do it, Captain. I don't have the power. I'm going to go with an oil rig on that one. But I'm trying to think what. I think personally for me, it'd be good to go back to the beginning.
Aye.
Where it all began and just end it there.
Back in a cabin. Get it back to a cabin or go back in time. That's what I say.
Yeah.
Again.
Actually, I believe it's either a movie or a TV show. I read this last week. I should have actually concentrated. They're doing an Evil Dead show, or the next movie is going to be set 2 years before Ash finds the book.
Nice.
Don't quote me on that. I believe that I read that somewhere. I was just doom scrolling. I'm like, yeah, cool. So I believe there is going to be the show, either a show or a movie set 2 years before Ash discovers the book.
Interesting.
But on that topic also, in regards to the movies or whatever, like Ash versus Evil Dead is absolutely top tier television. It's just an amazing show. I don't know if you've seen Ash.
I've never watched it.
It is just exactly like the movies, even like but it's just you have like 3-4 seasons of Ash versus Evil Dead, and the style of the comedy, the effects that were used in it, exactly like the first 2 movies.
Nice.
So I'd highly recommend Ash versus Evil Dead.
Nice one.
Yes.
Right, to put your official stamp on it, even though we didn't really talk about the film that much, out of 5, what are you giving?
I gave it a 4 out of 5.
4 out of 5.
4 out of 5. I was being generous, aye.
I think I gave it on my letterbox, my official letterbox. I think I gave it 2.5.
2.5.
Maybe 3, but I'm sure it was 2.5. I know. It's I'm stuck in my ways. I can't do Evil Dead with the Sam Raimi and Bruce Campbell.
Well, that's what's missing from the movies. Is Sam, because he's just it's like the Conjuring movies. The first 2 were brilliant because James Wan worked as a director on the movies, but now he just produces the movies.
Yeah.
And it's just, I just feel it's like laziness, and the formula isn't there without James Wan. It's the same that goes for Sam Raimi. Again, I think he acted as a producer on Evil Dead Burn.
Yeah,
I'm sure I saw his name in the
there.
credits. Yeah, so again, I just feel it would have been great. What was the last movie I saw with Doctor Strange? It was a Doctor Strange movie. It was the last thing I saw him direct.
Thanks very much for watching and listening, guys. Catch you on the
Bye.
next one.